Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys new here on my channel, my name is Alison and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I know a lot of you guys are very excited on this foundation review. So today I'll be reviewing on this BeautyBlender foundation, and there's a lot of rumors, a lot of hype, and a lot of disappointment, and I know all that it's like all over social media, and I hope you guys still enjoy watching this video and see how it works on my oily skin. So if you guys are interested how it works, then let's keep on watching. So when you guys purchase this foundation on Sephora, and you will see how the packaging looks like on this package on the BeautyBlender foundation. It does have the BeautyBlender sponge, and on the side it does have their original colors of the beauty sponge, and also looks very reflective. It looks nice on the packaging. And then move on to the inside packaging. It does have this BeautyBlender shape on the outside, and this is like when you dispense the foundation. And on the back side it does have this frosty, I think this is a plastic or a glass bottle, I'm not so sure. So this is like what it looks like on the back. It does have this little unlock button so that when you're traveling, you're not afraid that it will spill all over your makeup bag or your purse. And this is like a very convenient to travel with of a foundation. And this is like the clicking button that where you dispense the foundation. And on the side it does have a little width right here, but it's just like very nice packaging and a very innovative design on the unlock button. So before going in with the foundation wear test, I'm gonna give you guys a little information and background on this foundation. So first of all, I purchased this foundation on Sephora.com, and it costs $40, and it comes in 1.0 fluid ounce, which is the typical foundation it comes in. And this foundation, this is like the part that people get mad off about, because this foundation is only available in 32 shades, and I know it's not a really good shade range. And even though 32 shades, there's a lot of just a light and light medium and then just a few dark shades. And I know with a company they should just launch a lot more shades for different type of skin tone out there, and there's a lot of shades, they look very similar, and that's why I have a hard time choosing out the shades. And even though for me, I do have a hard time choosing out my shades, because there's a lot of shades that's really similar in my shade range to from light to light medium. So I do have a hard time choosing the shades. And even though on the first day when it launched on Sephora.com, I did get on the website, but there's like 2.3 and 2.2 is already out, and I thought there was like my shades, and because of that I got the shade in 2.4 blend. And surprisingly it matched my skin tone perfectly, and I really like the shades, and I'm just like thank God for that. So first of all, this is a full coverage foundation, and it's for sensitive, normal, combination, and oily skin type. This is a matte finish foundation. So this foundation is a weightless liquid whip foundation with a multi-dimension velveteen matte finish that wears up to 24 hours. That's a very long claim for wearing a foundation, even though I don't wear foundation for 24 hours. So this is the best foundation. It's the one that you can't see at all. This revolutionary weightless whip liquid glides and bounces easily, so it never looks cakey or fake no matter how little or how much you layer on. This foundation, it does infuse with hyaluronic acid and antioxidant rich white bleach extract. It leaves your complexion both perfect and protected. So that is all the claim on this foundation. Up to 24 hours on your face, and it's a very matte finish. So if you guys are oily skin girl out there, you guys want to try this out, then let's keep on watching how it works on my oily skin. So first of all, I want to give you guys a little background about my skin issues. I do have large pores and active acne, acne prone skin, texture skin, just everything you can name off, and that's like my skin type. So I'm gonna show you guys how it works, and how it blends on my skin later on. So I already did the base layer to start up this foundation. So first of all, I did use my sunscreen from Supergoop. This has a SPF 40. And moving on to primer, I use this Bare Minerals Prime Time BB Cream Primer, and this has a SPF 30 as well. It has a tint on it, so it kind of just lightly correct your face color. And then as my primer, I'm using this Rimmel London Stay Matte Primer. You guys know this is like my to-go primer for summertime because it's a very nice matte finish. It keeps your makeup wholesome pretty nice on your face throughout the day during summertime. And then underneath my eye, I did use this Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector as usual, salmon shade. It corrects my under eye, my darkness, and it just kind of brightens up the whole area on this side. So now let's get on to the foundation, and now I'm gonna shake this up. I'm not sure is that how you do it. And because I don't like to dispense my product here and just like wipe it out, it's a lot of work. I want to keep everything clean here, so I think if it's possible I'm just gonna squeeze it on my hand. And also I'm using in the shade 2.4. It says made in Italy and it lasts for 12 months, so it's pretty good. So I got 2 pump here. I'm hoping this shade it matches my skin tone because this is like the only yellow olive undertone color shade left on the Sephora.com. It just sold out my shade so quickly within 1 day, so this is like the closest shade that I can get, and I'm hoping this would work with my skin tone. So I'm gonna distribute this on this side of my face, and I'm gonna use my sponge to blend this out. So usually I just like to bounce this foundation, tap it into my screen, not rubbing it in. Just you wanna give this a nice pat. First, blending very nicely. It doesn't cling to my lines or cling to my pores. So far it's blending very nicely on my large pores with textured skin. I don't see it cling to any lines on my face. So now this is 1 pump on my face, how it looks like. The rest of this I'm gonna just apply on this side of my face. So this is the difference you guys seeing on the foundation on my face and with the foundation on my face on this side. So you can see it kind of toned out the complexion, and I feel like the shade it matches my skin tone surprisingly, and I hope this doesn't oxidize. Dab this on the other side of my face. I would say this is a very matte finish. I didn't expect it would be this kind of matte finish because it's more of a natural foundation on the description what it says, so I didn't expect this would give me a matte finish. So I think 2 pumps for the whole face is good enough, and I think this would be the coverage that I would go out for everyday look, and it doesn't cling to my lines. It didn't emphasize my pores, and it blends easily on my first impression on this foundation. And I'm just gonna do the rest of my makeup, and I'm gonna be right back and update you guys how it looks and how it sits on my skin. So right now the time is 2:20, and this is when I start putting on this foundation on my face, and I'm gonna check back in with you guys later. Okay guys, I'm back now. The time is 2:50, so I've been putting on my makeup for 30 minutes and playing around with makeup and the stuff that I have been just purchased this week. So before giving you guys what I feel about this foundation, I'm gonna let you guys know what I use on my face because I see a lot of comments down below. People are wondering what I use on my face. So today for bronzer, I'm using this Hourglass. This is their Radiant Bronze Light color. This is what it looks like. And then on my blush, I did use this NARS Wanted To palette, and I'm using this shade, the orange shade right here, and I'm using like a very not fluffy but like really sparse brush to put on this powder because it would look very intense if you guys using a dense brush. So I'm using this today with this brush, and this is what the shade looks like. It's more like an orangey shade. I can just add a little bit more on the center of my face just to give it some color. Moving on to highlighter, I'm using this Pat McGrath highlighter. This is like the new highlight that they come out with, and I mixed this to white kind of purple iridescent shades right here on my high points of my cheeks and on my nose area. I really like the formula on this highlighter. It's just that the color is not as easy to use for everyday makeup look. So concealer, as usual, I'm using my Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in the shade Vanilla. And to set my face, of course I have to set it with my oily skin. I use this Laura Mercier to set my under eye, my whole face, and then at the end of this foundation, I also spray this Matte Fix Plus in matte formula. This is the new setting powder they came out with, and I do like it, and it stays very nice on my face. My brows is a little weird today. It doesn't cooperate with me. They're not twins, they're just sisters, so that's okay. And for my body, like my upper body, I'm using this NARS Body Glow 1. This is a bronzing glow body oil, and this is what I use on the top part of my chest. And to kind of give it some color, some reflection, I did put on this Natasha Denona Super Glow in the shade number 1 Fair. So this is like what I put over on my collarbone and on my shoulder area, and this is like a little reflective, give it some color, some reflection. And on my lips today, I'm trying this Dose of Color peachy shade. This is like the Alaf Salahi collab with Dose of Color. This is like a peach shade, and I don't have anything that is like this in my collection, so I have been very excited to try this out, and this is what it looks like on my lips. So that is all the product that I use on my face today. And moving on, how I feel about this foundation. So first of all, it's a very matte finish foundation, and it's matter than what I thought it would be, because I thought it would be more of a natural matte finish. But this foundation, it ends up dries down very matte, and I like that it didn't cling to my lines or cling to my pores, and I like how easy it blends. It's just a very blendable foundation, but then you have to work it fast before they dry down matte. So this is like one thing you guys have to be cautious about. And I honestly don't know how this foundation work with dry skin, because this is a very matte foundation. It's even matter than what I like. So I feel like this foundation, it only works for normal to oily skin, I believe. The only issues that I have my nose area, I feel like it's rubbing it off. I don't know, is that my oil? The only issues that I have on this foundation is kind of like rubbing off on my nose area. I don't know, is that because my setting spray earlier that I used, this is the Urban Decay the Sleek setting spray, and I used it before my Matte Fix Plus, because after 2 sprays, this is like gone, it's all done. And then the last spritz, it just spritz out all the white little dot on my face, so I have to use a sponge to kind of absorb all that product. So I don't know, is that because of that, and it kind of caused these issues on my nose area. It's like showing my pores, everything, but then everything else on my face, it looks nice. I do like the finish, I do like how it blendability, and I do like how it looks on my face, and I'm really excited to see how it works on my oily skin at the end of the day. So I'm gonna check back with you guys later on. Hi guys, now I'm back for the final check-in. The time is 10:25, so I've been wearing this foundation for 8 hours, and this is my final thoughts on this foundation. So first of all, this is a very nice medium coverage. I really like the coverage on this foundation, and I really like how it wears on my face up to the 7 hours mark, or 6 to 7 hours mark, because it starts looking a little oily and cakey after the 6 to 7 hours mark if you guys do have oily skin. And before that time, I really like the foundation, how it looks on my face and how nice it looks. You look really flawless when you guys are seeing me in the far distance. But then if you guys look closely to my face, like up to my face, then you guys can see a little cakiness, and it's a little heavy on the makeup, so that you guys can tell if you guys go close to my face. But I feel like not many people like talk into your face this close, so I feel like the foundation, it looks very nice from a far distance. It looks flawless. It really does give you a medium coverage. Okay, so this is what it looks like on my face right now on the 8 hours mark. It's looking a little shiny. Definitely I need some blotting, but I feel like the foundation overall, it still looks very nice in this close distance. It's just that my chin area is looking a lot cakier than what I would like. Okay, so now look up closely to my chin area and my upper lips. You guys can see how cakey it looks. It looks like you have foundation on your face, and it's like starting to cake up in this area, and it's already cake up on my around my nose area, so that's like what it looks after 8 hours mark. And on my chin it's definitely a lot heavier, like a cakey side foundation. I hope the camera is picking up the texture, like how it looks on my skin. So right now this is like the heavy side. You can see the lines is forming on my chin area, around my nose, but overall on my face, like the center of my face, it looks nice. It's just a little oily. And also keep in mind, I did set this under eye concealer with my Laura Mercier setting powder, and also set my face with the setting powder as well, especially my temple area where I get very oily, my center of my brow, and also my chin area. I set it as well. So this is like the foundation, it start getting oily after 6 to 7 months, so I don't think that's a bad sign, because usually I do get oily in the 4 hours mark, and consider today it's like 31 Celsius, so it was really hot outside. I was spending like almost half of my day out today, so I feel like this foundation, it does stay very nicely, and it does give me a very nice coverage that I like, because I do have acne prone skin and I do have acne scar that needs to cover, so I really like the coverage on this foundation. Now what I'm gonna test is blotting this foundation and see if this foundation would take off after blotting and how it looks. So I'm gonna use my blotting sheet. You can see my oil. This is how oily on my oily skin, especially my chin area. Do you guys see that? In between my brows is where I get the most oil. Okay, this is done. Okay, so after using 2 blotting sheets like full of oil, I feel like I can go on the third one, but it's the end of the day. I feel like it's fine. I just want to see how it looks on my face after blotting. So after blotting, I'm not liking the finish. It's looking a lot worse after blotting your face, because it looks super cakey. It's showing all my pores. It emphasizes my pores, and it just looks so cakey on my face. So I don't think this foundation, if you guys want to wear this for more than 8 hours, you guys want to blot your face, I don't feel like this is foundation for you, because it looks worse than before you blot your face. If you guys are going out for a long day, I really don't recommend you using this foundation if you guys have oily skin. But one thing I like about my makeup today is this Dose of Color I Love Sarahi crossover in the shade Peachy, and I really like how the color looks on my face, and I really like how it's still on my face after drinking milk tea and having a sushi for dinner, and this lipstick is still stays on. It doesn't really dry out my skin, so I really like the finish on this lipstick. And other than that, I feel like the Hourglass glitter, I don't feel like it stayed very nicely on my oily eyelid, because I didn't do any base. I only set it with my setting powder. That's all I did before applying my Hourglass glitter eyeshadow. So that is all my review on this foundation. And if you guys are looking into something that it doesn't give you a long wear of foundation, but it still give you a nice finish, nice matte finish during the summertime, and it lasts you for about 6 to 7 hours, then this is the foundation for you. But then I personally like something that is really stay put on my face, and it does the same job on giving me a medium coverage and give me a long time wear, like the longevity. But I would say this foundation, it does build up very nicely on my face. It's really easy to blend out, but then it dries down fast, so that make sure you guys work in this foundation very quickly. Don't just put it on and do other stuff, because it would dries down matte finish. So this is something that you guys have to be aware of. But other than that, I feel like this would be a nice short-term foundation to use if you guys are looking for that kind of finish, but then you don't need to wear a foundation for this amount of time. Then this is the foundation for you guys. But again, personally, I'm looking for something that is long wear with a good nice finish, and I don't think this would be the one. I'm still debating should I keep it or not. You guys let me know in the comments down below. And also I want to touch on this foundation. It didn't oxidize on my skin, and I'm very glad this shade it matched my skin tone, because there's only one shade that it will match my skin tone. There's like 3 shades, they're very similar. I was having a hard time choosing the shades, and I'm so glad this one didn't out of stock and I purchased it and it matched my skin tone. It didn't oxidize on me and it just matched me perfectly, so I'm very glad on that. So I'm still debating should I keep this foundation. You guys let me know, comments down below, and if you guys did use this foundation, and let me know what's your thought on the comments down below too. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.